what this match means on Saturday with Marquette?
Well, I think, they're all big matches at this point. We got to, each match counts the same, and we talk to the players about that. But obviously, Marquette beat us pretty soundly at their place. So, we're excited to get back on the court with them and try to perform better than we did last time. And there's some Big East implications. Obviously, we're a game ahead of them at this point. So, they could tie it up or we could separate a little bit. So there's lots of things. And then obviously from an RPI standpoint, hosting standpoint, there's a lot of things going on. So, but the fact is, I've been spending the day watching Marquette film. They're a very, very good team. We're going to have to play really well. And it should be a fun atmosphere and a fun game.
Yeah, what'd you learn the first time you played them that you need to do better this time?
Well, we need to hit well. We need to pass. I mean, it was one of those matches where they controlled everything and we really struggled in really all aspects of our game. Usually, we might have a player struggle, but all 5 of our hitters struggled that night. So I still think it comes back to serving and passing. We've got to get them out of system and we need to be in system. And a lot of our problems came from the fact that we didn't pass well. And then I thought we, kind of emotionally imploded a little bit. And I don't think we do that very often. So, we've got to be stronger mentally and not let that happen again.
How do you guard against the team being maybe too fired up? Because you've got a chance to, put yourself really in the driver's seat for another conference championship. You got to try to avenge a loss to a team earlier this year. I mean, there's a lot of things going into that. How do you kind of try to keep them as even-keeled as you can?
Well, first of all, the match doesn't mean the world, so I think you can, be practical with them. But we'll just give them specific objective things that we think are going to be successful that we can do and that they do, and try to focus on the process more. We're not going to talk about winning. We're going to focus about doing these things, hopefully correctly, and we'll see what the byproduct is.
When you have a chance to, really put a stamp on a conference title potentially with one win head-to-head like this, I mean, the difference between being tied up or up 2 full games at this point in the year. I mean, how important is that in the minds of these girls to kind of really create that separation in the standings?
Honestly, I don't think it's on their mind at all. I think they're wrapped up and they want to play Marquette because we got shellacked by them. And then secondly, our goals we want to win the Big East, but we also know that we want to host and to put us in a situation, not only is this match big, but every match behind it. So it's not about, hey, we've got a 2-game separation, we could drop one. That drop could kill us too. So I think they get that. And it's one match at a time. We have Marquette, and then we got to show up the next day and play a strong DePaul team.
Do you think you guys need to win out to host, to ensure that you host this year?
I think if we win out, in my opinion, we should ensure that we would host. I think we're in the mix if we drop a match to a top team. And then beyond that, so much depends on what other teams are doing. So we're looking at it, but we can't, we just got to control what we can control at this point.
How have the growth of your freshmen and the production that they've given you, especially of late, has that exceeded your expectations, or did you kind of expect to, sort of slowly bring them along and incorporate them the way you have now?
Well, you always hope freshmen are going to continue to improve. I think, Alexa, from a defensive standpoint, kind of impressed us as she went along and was just kind of waiting for her opportunity and has done a great job. And then Naomi showed progress all year long. We think there's some things that she can get better at, even from where we are now, that we can be better, hopefully in a couple weeks. But it's been great to see her progress. One thing is she's just hitting harder, and it's almost like that's just one of those things that I always see that with freshmen with serving. They come in and they serve, and then they realize, hey, this isn't working very well. I've got to serve harder. And I think Nay has seen that from an offensive standpoint, that, they're digging me. I've got to swing harder. And so some of those things have been great to see.
Did you, I don't know, how difficult is it for a freshman to sort of kind of take some lumps or sort of have those slap in the face moments where, hey, these players are really good, and they kind of go through some adversity that first year?
I think it really depends on the kid. Some kids it's really hard. Some kids are really resilient. Nay is really, really quiet. And so sometimes you have to be like, are you okay? And she's always like, yeah. And so, sometimes one of the things that you have to really watch with players that you don't know well is how much feedback they can take. So usually you can tell, but with Naomi, a lot of times you're grabbing her and saying like, you okay? Feedback okay? And she's always like, I love feedback. So her response is always great, but sometimes we have to ask her because we don't want to overload.
Right.
But she's been, if she has struggled, we have not seen it. She puts on a strong face all the time.
Gotcha.
And the team is in the spirit of Halloween?
I guess so. I did not know that. It's kind of, my thing is if they want to show up in costume, that's awesome. And I will not be forcing them to wear costumes. But none of them are as cool as I am with my Wonder Woman shirt on. So we may have some superheroes. I did get wind that we may have some superheroes. So we'll see.
Your favorite candy bar?
My favorite, well, I have to go with a Reese's Pieces because my daughter's name is Reese, but really it's not my favorite.
But she's your favorite.
But she's one of my favorite 3 children. To be very clear on that.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. We like to have fun as well as play hard.
How much fun would a win over Marquette be coming up here this weekend?
That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, we're definitely working hard for it, and hopefully all the hard work that we put in pays off at the end of the day.
What did you learn from that first time you faced Marquette?
I think we definitely learned a lot. I think it was a good kind of check to see where we were, and we saw some things that we could work on, and we've been working on them in practice. And so I think it was a good kind of check to see where we were and what we can work on. So hopefully we've gotten better and we can come back and face them again.
I think was the plan initially to redshirt you,
Yes.
and then it just kind of changed after a couple weeks.
Yeah.
How does the player react to that sort of change in plans? And
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely, when she asked me to redshirt, I was like, whatever is best for the team. I think it was definitely just whatever the team needed me to do. And so when they had me redshirt, I was good with it, and I was ready to work hard and wait for my opportunity. And then when they told me to unredshirt, I was good with it,
Right.
and I was just willing to do whatever the team needed me to do.
did you feel? I don't know. Does it take a mental? Like, do you have to prepare yourself differently mentally? Or were you able to just sort of step in and be like, okay, I'm ready? Like, I don't know if you kind of. It's not like you check out, but you're focused on different things when you know that you're
Yeah.
not going to play.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a change because I was doing extra lifts and things like that the team wouldn't have done
Right.
because they don't want to be sore for games and stuff like that. But it was definitely, I was always ready to play. I mean, I was going into practice with the mindset that I was going to play, just so I wouldn't kind of become complacent, I guess. So yeah, I mean, that part of it, I think I really tried hard to stay in it no
Gotcha.
matter what.
I think your coach has said a couple times. Well, she's played in some really good, high-level club volleyball matches, so this shouldn't be intimidating. Is that fair? Have you or overwhelming? Have you felt comfortable out there in some big matches, big
Yeah,
moments?
I mean, this team really makes it easy to come in and step on the court no matter who you are.
Yeah.
So I think it definitely it says a lot about our team atmosphere in general that I could just come in and they were all super welcoming, and they kind of let me play my best, I guess.
Gotcha.
So they definitely helped a lot on that.
Big weekend with Marquette. The whole senior thing too kind of adds into this weekend. But the chance to knock off a team that beat you already once this year. What's the excitement level like, I guess, for you guys as competitors?
Yeah, I mean, you said it. We're really excited. I think Marquette is a really good team, and I think that's what we like about it. Whether we win or lose, we're just excited to have good competition that's going to make us better at the end of the day.
What about, when you look at the rest of the season, you guys want to host, obviously. Winning out is the best way to make sure that you guys can do that. Does that help kind of keep the focus on every day when you don't want to drop a match and put yourself kind of in jeopardy of losing that opportunity?
Yeah, I think it's always in the back of our minds. We try to focus on being present and being in the moment. So thinking in the future, I don't know if it'll help or not, but I think everybody is always reminded of it because we know how important this season is, and especially for us seniors, this is our last chance. So every day we step on the floor, we think, hey, we're going to do whatever we can right now so that at the end of the season we have no regrets.
Senior day means something to you?
Yeah, I haven't really had time to think about it, and I don't really want to think about it because then I'll just get emotional. But I know I'm going to have a lot of family members here supporting me, and that's just so awesome. And I mean, the past 4 years, I've had such a great support staff, no matter where I've been, of friends and family and teammates. So it's going to be really special.
Is it different? I mean, because when you split your time, between a couple of programs, obviously it's got to mean a little bit more to you to be here because you made the conscious choice to come here. After you learn a little bit about different programs and things like that. I mean, does that make it a little more emotional, I guess, for you when you think about, being done with this program, which you made an adult choice, I guess, to come and be a part of?
Yeah, it's always sad. I mean, I almost felt like I was celebrating senior night 2 years ago when I was leaving Purdue, just because it's always hard. You build connections and you build friendships and you make memories that you have to leave. So it's always sad, but I'm really excited to be representing Creighton this Sunday on senior day, and I think I know all the seniors standing next to me are going to be excited too.
Okay, you're in the spirit of Halloween. You want to talk about the Halloween, what it means to you?
I think it's a way to just have fun. I mean, a lot of times we take life too seriously, especially in the middle of the season when everybody's talking about winning and, buckling down. It's nice to be reminded that you can still have a little bit of fun. So I am a Barbie because I think Barbie is a classic. She'll never go out of style, and she's really cool. So I chose to be Barbie.
Besides yours, what's the best costume you've seen today, whether it be a teammate or just somebody around?
Oh, I like Megan's. I think it's creative. She's a fork in the road, and she's literally has a fork taped on a road shirt, which is really cool. And I think Jaylee's is really cool too. She's Darla from Finding Nemo, and so she looks like a nerd kind of. It's cute.
All right, Halloween, what's your favorite candy?
Oh, I love chocolate. Anything chocolate. I would probably have to say a Kit Kat maybe. That's my favorite.
That's a good choice.
That they would be awesome. It's just always hard, like, who's going to make that adjustment? The game's faster, it's a lot more intense, and I think we knew it from the very beginning that they would step up, and they definitely have. I mean, Alexa worked her way into a starting role, and Naomi came in here and she's worked her butt off ever since, and she's earned that position, so we're really excited to have freshmen on the floor.
One of the things Alexa said is for you guys as teammates really make it easier on them, maybe from a, emotional standpoint, or not feeling too overwhelmed or too much pressure on the shoulders. What do you say to them? How do you try to get them to feel comfortable so they're not stepping on the court like kind of wide-eyed?
I mean, we've all been freshmen, so we know how they're feeling, and I just constantly remind them, like, hey, you're going to make mistakes, I'm going to make mistakes. I mean, I am a senior, and I get told all the time, why are you still doing that? I'm like, I don't know, maybe next year I'll get it figured out. But, and just let them know that, hey, you're okay to make mistakes. You're supposed to, but just shake it off, and, like, we got your back. I don't care what happens as long as you're putting in your full effort. That's all I can ask for, and they do just that, so we've been pleased.
Happy Halloween.